I thought the cow flying in the movie Twister was a little far-fetched, but a Minnesota family saw just exactly that. You'll hear their amazing stories. We continue a 1-hour-long special in just a moment.
Actually, I think that was the same.
Cadillac has the most room of any front-wheel drive car in America. The North Star system in this Cadillac can go 100,000 miles before it needs a scheduled tune-up. And this Cadillac's the most powerful car in its class. Oh, and by the way, they're all 2 years old. Certified pre-owned Cadillacs, fully inspected, with extended factory warranties so you know you got the right car for less than you might expect. See your Greater Minnesota Cadillac dealers today.
Tomatoes, onions, celery, and just a dash of clam for zest.
Hello, sir? Hello?
Hey, are you okay?
Clamato. Great taste, 99.9% clam-free.
What are you craving at Boston Market today? How about these 4 delicious meals for just $3.99? There's the double marinated chicken with 2 mouth-watering sides. The new pastry top pot pie and side full of home-style goodness. The chicken Caesar salad with crisp romaine and chunks of our famous rotisserie chicken. And the tasty chicken carver combo with a side and drink. Come into Boston Market today and get any one of these 4 delicious meals for just $3.99 for a limited time. The food's always better at the market. Boston Market.
Because of our name, some people think our stores must be huge. Actually, the biggest thing about our stores is the amount you save.
The Men's Warehouse.
You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Some studies say you should reduce trans fat as part of a healthy diet. Hey, I see that's Promise on your bagel, and it's trans fat free.
Cool.
Promise, great taste and trans fat free. Nice blouse.
The big new 99 Ford Super Duty F-Series are here, and we're kicking off Ford's Truck Month with big savings. Lease a new Ford Explorer for $295 a month for 24 months with 10% down. Or save big with 1.9% APR financing for 36 months. And check out the big selection of Expeditions. We're kicking off Ford Truck Month in a big way, so now's the time to get the sport utility that's right for you. See your Northland Ford dealer today for trucks built Ford tough.
Now WCCO 4 News continues with Don Shelby, Amelia Santinello, Mark Rosen, and meteorologist Paul Douglas.
Our hour-long special continues live from St. Peter tonight. You know, everyday living becomes such a chore when a major disaster like this hits. Are the banks open? Can you buy pills? Are the stores open? WCCO's Kathy Werzer continues our team coverage by looking into the basic necessities we need every day.
Well, Amelia, photographer Brad Early and I were driving along the streets of St. Peter today. We saw a hand-lettered sign on a home that was heavily damaged. It said, "We will survive," and that's definitely the feeling among people here in St. Peter. Businesses are fueling that can-do attitude. A number of them are open today, as you mentioned, adding a sense of normalcy to a very abnormal situation.
What size do you need? Size 10?
Business has been brisk at the Aero Ace hardware store.
Unfortunately, yeah. You know, it's a bad way to have a good business day.
On this soggy day, there's a steady trickle of folks needing rain gear. Batteries and flashlights are also big sellers. Clerks are working by the glow of a kerosene lantern and keeping track of the till by hand. Things are a little brighter, literally, over at the holiday store. A generator's up and running, keeping the store open. Good thing, since it's the one place to buy film, not to record fond memories, but to document destruction for insurance agents. This is also the place for diesel fuel.
Chainsaws. This is the first time I've gotten gas here. I'm just helping out my grandma because she had a bunch of trees around her house and they're all uprooted around her house. Anything? This is Rachel. Yeah.
Familiar places are slowly reopening, like one of the town's banks. Tellers are doing the usual business in unusual circumstances.
You know, then they worry about the little things like an overdraft on their checking account, so they got to make a deposit. So they walk in, they're just stunned. You know, and what do you say to somebody who's just lost their home?
Are you
okay? We're okay.
And folks needing medication are also getting help. One of the town's pharmacies has been filling prescriptions despite difficult times.
Well, we're just trying to take care of all the emergencies. We've had a lot of patients who lost all their medicine and the like, their houses are gone. Just unbelievable.
Obviously a very difficult situation. Well, more businesses are expected to open soon. The key, of course, is electricity. And we know now that that's going to take some time because only about a fifth of St. Peter has the lights on right now. So it's going to take a long time to get back to normal, as we've been talking about. Amelia, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kathy. And as you just saw, we really take so much for granted, and that was so evident when we came down here today. I have to tell you, just going along the streets here, the homes totally destroyed. It really makes you appreciate the things that you have in life. We had to run around for about 10-15 minutes to look for a restroom. We went to a gas station, walked into the gas station. There's absolutely no electricity. There were about 3 or 4 people here in the gas station asking how the owner was doing and was everything going okay. Then a man walked in and he said, "Hey, can I buy a cup of coffee?" I mean, something as simple as that. There was no coffee because there was just absolutely no electricity. It's just really amazing the things that we just take for granted. Now we're going to go back to Don Shelby, who's in the WCCO studios, who has some good news from East Grand Forks and Fargo tonight. Don?
Indeed. Thank you very much. No one understands what these disaster victims are feeling more than the people in East Grand Forks and Grand Forks. Last year, they had to start their lives all over again after spring floods damaged their homes and schools, entire communities. People across the country turned out to help them. Now the mayor of East Grand Forks says it's time to give back. Mayor Lynn Stouse says a letter is going out to students today encouraging them and their families to give money to help the tornado victims. And Fargo is also helping out today. 50 generators used during the Fargo floods were loaded on a truck and sent to St. Peter. One official calls it payback time. If you would like to help the storm victims, here are the numbers to call. The Red Cross is at 1-800-HELP-NOW, 1-800-HELP-NOW. The Salvation Army is at 612-566-2040, 566-2040 in the Twin Cities. What they need more than anything, donations of money. If you would like to find more information on how to help, click onto Channel 4000, the website we share with WCCO Radio. The address is WCCO.com. You can even donate money online with a credit card if you'd like, and if you're looking for a loved one, you can also use Channel 4000 as a message board to try to reach family members. Not everyone in St. Peter lost a home. Coming up next, I want to tell you about a lucky family who's helping others survive. Stay with us as our hour-long special on the Twisters continue.
Wouldn't you rather have something under the hood than on it? Now you can with this limited time offer on the Bonneville SLE Special Edition. With these aggressive looks and this attractive value, it's one performance you won't want to miss. Luxury with attitude. The Bonneville by Pontiac.
See your Pontiac Excitement dealer today.
Spring spruce-ups are easy with help from Menard. Kills 2 primer, covers stains, crayons, fingerprints, and more. It cleans up in soap and water. Now just $10.73 a gallon. And don't pay till next year. Energy-saving U.S. fluorescent lights are on sale now in several styles. These 48-inch fluorescent lights are now just $27.99. Take it home now and don't pay until next year. Now during Project Days at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
If you haven't been to Chi-Chi's lately, you haven't been to
Chi-Chi's.
Hi, I hear there's been some big changes there.
That's right.
Well, I'm not coming in till I hear every one of them.
Well, for starters, there's our hot Mexican grill, featuring mouth-watering grilled choices like our new outrageous burrito, topped with grilled steak and chicken for just $7.99. And then there's...
Back up, Bubba. Did you say $7.99?
Yep.
I'll take your word on the rest. Grab your coat, Frank. We're going to Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's, because life always needs a little salsa.
Here's my idea. Make it easy to buy a cell phone.
With this new cellular and DSS support zone, Best Buy is unstoppable, Ed. You said it, Pat. Here we can see a customer being helped with his cell phone activation. He's connected and ready to go. Ooh, and this guy just made arrangements to have his DSS installed next Tuesday. That's a great plan. Let's go down to Frank.
So what do you think of the new support zone?
It's great. Everything's in one place. It's really easy.
Well, there you have it. Helping you get connected the easy way. Best Buy, now that's a great idea.
It's out there waiting. And in all our years of experience, we've learned one thing. You're not the only one who depends on good brakes. With our upfront pricing policy at Midas, you only pay for the brake repairs you approve.
Right now, when you get your brakes serviced at Midas, you receive 50% off any regularly priced brake pads and shoes. This discount is for a limited time only, so come into Midas today.
Welcome back to our hour-long special on the Spring Twisters. Now, a few years ago, WCCO introduced you to a unique group of parents, or set of parents rather, who gave their kids a real-life education by traveling around the country. Now, as WCCO's Deborah Sherman reports, that experience is paying off right here in St. Peter.
Well, we get to see lots of different cultures.
5 years ago, Janet DeMars and Jim Arosas packed up their pickup and set off with their two kids on an adventure across America. They slept in tents, hiked mountains, and discovered new places. They were Rhodes Scholars, learning survival skills. Skills they would depend on years later, caught in the wrath of a tornado.
Well, we've never really seen this much destruction.
Because, I mean, everything was just gone.
15-year-old Caitlin and 12-year-old Jordan are used to camping out.
When there was no lights and no heat, it wasn't that big of a deal. We got out the candles and life went on.
But they're also lucky.
So we're okay.
While the tornado destroyed their neighbors' homes, the Moroses house has little damage.
We are really in good shape. Our roof is fine. We have 5 or 6 broken windows. We have siding off the back, a lot of projectile damage.
Instead of cleaning up their home, the girls are helping others.
I'm glad that we're okay, but I feel real bad for the people whose houses are like real bad.
Well, it makes me feel better because I know that I'm helping somebody instead of them being homeless, that we're actually helping.
At night, they're inviting the homeless to sleep over, and they're watching people's pets.
It's hard to see people without a home.
This family wants to help all it can because they remember what it's like to survive without a home.
That's really what we wanted out of the trip and what we feel that they've gotten, a lot of resilience.
If you have something and people don't, you need to give. And that's what the lesson is here.
In St. Peter, Deborah Sherman, WCCO 4 News.
Now, the family wrote about their travels in a book, and they titled that book Rhodes Scholars. That's R-O-A-D Scholars, and there's no doubt that this disaster will provide more material for another book. Okay, the largest insurance company in this hard-hit area is State Farm Insurance, and the company tells us they believe that they'll be handing out about $9 million in claims. And there are other insurance companies of the victims here, but those victims don't have to wait for the checks. As we hear, the insurance surveyors are coming out and handing over checks. WCCO's Bill Hudson joins us for that part of the story right here in St. Peter. Bill?
Amelia, some real interesting information came out today from the Insurance Institute of Minnesota. It expects its member companies will pay out in excess of $50 million, $50 million in claims. So when you look around and you see all the decimation and the shattered dreams, there's certainly not a lot to smile about. However, there is one family we found today that, it got a bit of a brightener on this otherwise dreary day. Lynn and Tom Bonet, as you can see, their home is a total loss. It was destroyed by Sunday's tornado. So why are they smiling? Well, today, State Farm insurance adjuster Tao Chu saw the damage for herself. And with water pouring into their basement rec room, she wrote them a check on the spot for $125,000.
Well for you.
Oh, I'm sure it will. This certainly helped.
Let's say this on the air. They handed the check to the right person.
If you didn't catch that, her husband Tom said they handed the cash to the right person. Now the problem is there aren't any banks open down here, so they're going to have to hold on to that check. Now, State Farm tells us that it has about 3,000 homes insured throughout the disaster area, another 3,000 policyholders for automobile insurance. So it alone expects to pay out about $9 million. That's a conservative number. That could go up, however, as the adjusters make the rounds. What they're doing, Amelia, in a case like this, we saw it in Hurricane Andrew, we saw it in other major disasters like up in the Red River Valley last spring. They bring in these disaster response teams. Now, they've got assembled down here at least 65 to 70 insurance adjusters, and what they're doing is they're going from policyholder to policyholder, taking a quick look at the damage, looking at the terms of the policy on record, and they're writing those checks right on the spot. What they want to do is try to help people make their lives whole again, if that's possible, as soon as possible, Amelia.
Now, Bill, I know that you cover the Red River flooding. I don't know if you cover the insurance end of it, but from what I remember, some of the victims didn't get the check as fast.
You know, that's a lot. It's a different situation, flooding, because as you know, there is such a thing as flood insurance. If you didn't have flood insurance, a normal homeowner's policy would not cover certain damages from flooding. So it is a different situation when your home is destroyed by winds or tornado versus high water.
Okay, thank you very much, Bill, for that report. Now, we have an incredible story coming up next. Yes, you have to hear this to believe it. A family sees one of their cows fly by them, just like in the movie Twister. Stay with us for more as our hour-long special on the Twister continues.
We got cows.
They're living among us, criminals preying on their neighbors.
I'm your new neighbor. If I want you, I'm going to get you.
How are they getting away with it? In the public eye. Then, in a special edition, dive deep into dangerous seas with Titanic photographer Al Giddings.
It's a very soothing, slow, rhythmic place to work.
Amazing underwater pictures you may have never seen before.
Sharks are way overrated.
In the public eye, CBS Tonight.
Are you looking for a new job? Curious about a better job? All you need to do is pick up the phone and call 339-WORK, Minnesota's job phone. The job phone is a 24-hour interactive job line that connects you to great jobs at Minnesota's best companies. You owe it to yourself to check them out by calling 339-WORK today. The job phone is free, fast, and totally confidential. Now there's an alternative to newspaper classifieds. Call 612-339-9675. A great new job is a phone call away.
Original. One of a kind. Pasta Creations. Now, only at Applebee's. The original deep dish lasagna. 3 exotic mushrooms in 1 huge ravioli. Santa Fe red chili pasta with tequila lime chicken. 6 new dishes, one of a kind Pasta Creations. Come in for an original, but hurry, they're also limited editions. You belong at Applebee's.
When you graduate, will you spend the rest of your life looking back on the past? Or will you look forward to what lies ahead, the way our graduates do? At the University of St. Thomas, come prepared to learn, and you'll leave prepared to succeed.
Sir, a drink from the lady. It's Clamato.
Clam juice?
No, it's a blend of tomatoes, onions, celery, and a dash of clam for zest.
Clamato. Wow. Great taste, 99.9% clam-free.
No, I don't need vinyl siding. This is an apartment. I can't get away from these salesmen.
I'm Jim.
Hi, Jim. This is for you. Hello. Make sure you deal with the pro. Like your GMC dealer. It's closer than you think. Here, I'll show you. You want the genuine article? GMC's it. Show them the offer. They don't make TVs, lawnmowers, or junior grade anything. You know your stuff? Skip the wannabes and see a nice GMC dealer near you.
See your GMC dealer today.
Oh, no, don't get it. Barbara.
Chase, what are you doing here?
Barbara, I cannot deny my love any longer.
You must. You really gotta go.
Never without you, Barbara.
Barbara, are you with us?
Wow, this pita's good.
When you eat Wendy's delicious fresh stuffed pitas full of all those wonderful things start to happen. Wendy's fresh stuffed pitas. Feel good, look good.
If you're just tuning in, we are reporting a 1-hour special on the spring twisters in southern Minnesota. We've been on the air for a half an hour. We've got a half an hour to go. Here's the latest situation. The big concern tonight down there is hypothermia. Temperatures are in the 30s and most tornado victims are without power. FEMA officials are now in the area to estimate the damage. All of the highways into St. Peter are closed. Too much traffic yesterday slowed down the cleanup process. About 130 National Guard members are on active duty in Comfrey and St. Peter, and some of those are staffing the roadblocks. 2 people are dead because of the tornadoes, a 6-year-old boy and an 85-year-old man. 2 people are still hospitalized. They are in the critical care unit of the hospitals down in Mankato. Now it's time to go back to Amelia Santinello, live in St. Peter. She has an amazing story of survival to tell us about. Amelia?
That is right, Don. Now, if you saw the movie Twister, you probably remember that unbelievable scene where a cow was just picked up by a tornado. Well, at a farm near New Ulm, film met reality. WCCO's Esme Murphy has our report.
This is what it looked like in the movie, a cow hurtling overhead along with all the other debris. But for Dean Schneider and his 2 oldest sons, life imitated art.
And pretty soon all the pieces of the barn came by, and I literally saw a cow fly by, blow by.
The Schneiders were way out in this field when they saw the twister coming. They were hoping to make it to this bunker for safety, but they couldn't. So instead, they had to cling to these bricks, hoping they'd make it through.
Then we knew we were in trouble.
As the 3 huddled against the bricks, the tornado chewed up and spit out their dairy farm. It was then they saw the cow fly, and Dean wondered if this was it.
That's when stuff started to hit us.
Schneider suffered a gash to his head, Matt a minor neck injury and scrapes. Miraculously, Matt was barely hurt. 70 of their cows were killed. Their farm is destroyed, but they are grateful.
Somebody was looking out for us, because there's no way we should have made it, like that.
Esme Murphy, WCCO 4 News.
The Schneiders are calling their survival a miracle. They live very close to Hanska, where an 85-year-old man died because of the tornado. And there's very extensive damage throughout that area, as there is extensive damage here in St. Peter. Now, as we told you at the top of the hour, the cleanup effort is on the way, and leading that recovery effort is the city's mayor. And Kathy Wurzler joins us now with him. Kathy?
Well, Amelia, with us right now is Mayor Jerry Hawbaker. Did I get that right? Mayor St. Peter, we appreciate you joining us here. It's a horrible night. Thanks for coming out. I'm curious, folks are saying now it might take 5 years to rebuild your town. What do you think of when you hear those estimates?
5 years seems like a long time, but with this type of devastation, repair will start immediately, probably within, just a few days, but it will take years to recover from this.
Now, I know that FEMA officials are here in town, Federal Emergency Management Agency folks, and of course other state folks are also assessing damage. When might we see some preliminary damage estimates?
I would say towards the end of the week.
Now, we're seeing some tape here, Mayor. This was a community meeting that was held earlier today about 2 o'clock at the First Lutheran Church. What are folks saying? What are their biggest concerns?
Right now, it's just getting the word to them. A lot of them don't know the telephone numbers to call yet for special needs, like to help get trees out of their yards and so forth. And we have telephone numbers for everything. But if you're in doubt, call our city hall, and they can direct you to call the right number for just about anything.
Grand Forks Mayor Pat Owens, of course, was kind of in a similar situation to yours with flooding, though, last year. And I'm curious, when we talked to her, she said, there's absolutely nothing in the mayoral manual that tells you how to deal with something like this. Where do you start?
Well, that's true. You have to have a good crew in your city, from the city administrator right on down, and you just start using their talents. And other towns are so cooperative I don't recall that we had to call a single town on our own. They called us and wanted to know if we needed help, and there's just too many towns to mention that have pitched in with trucks and squad cars and extra officers, and you name it. The help has been fantastic.
When's it going to sink in, though, for folks, though, that this is going to be a long-term situation here in St. Peter?
Probably in another 2 or 3 days. We're still kind of a little bit in shock now. And there's a lot of cleanup being done, but even after all the debris is cleared away, they're going to look at their houses, and that's still going to look the same as essentially that it does right now. And then it's going to take time.
Mayor, thanks so much for joining us. Go get warm. Thank you very much. Amelia, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Kathy, and thank the mayor for us, too, for standing in that rain. That is it for now from St. Peter. Let's go back to Don in the studios. Don?
Yeah, we want to give out some of those telephone numbers that Mayor Hallbacher was talking about one more time in case you have some home video, of course, of the spring twisters that we could air. Our number is 333-WCCO, then press 1. Coming up, other news of the day. Today is the deadline for the Minnesota Twins to be sold to a North Carolina businessman. Will the Twins stay or will they go? The latest on that as our hour-long special continues. Please stay with us.
Your backyard isn't where your world ends. It's where it begins. Take an excursion to the greatest places. Experience 7 of Earth's most stunning creations. The greatest places. Now at the Science Museum's Omni Theater. Sponsored by American Express and US West.
The Elephant Exhibit, now at the Science Museum. Discovery begins here.
Why get put out every time you mop your floor? The amazing Dirt Devil Mop Vac lets you scrub your floor clean, instantly vacuum it dry as a bone, and get right back to your normal routine. Nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil.
Only the Dirt Devil Ultra Swivel Glide has swivel casters for effortless maneuverability at every turn, and enough reach to follow your lead anywhere. The amazing Ultra Swivel Glide, nothing escapes the power of a Dirt Devil.
And I'm dreading getting into a bathing suit.
I know what it's like when you look in the mirror and you feel really out of control.
If I start now on the 1, 2, 3 success plan, can I look great by summer?
Yes, you can. It really works.
So how is it different from other diets?
It's so simple. You feel as though you're not actually on a diet. You don't have to deny yourself.
The biggest change in Weight Watchers in 30 years can make a big change in you. Call 1-800-651-6000. Join now and get a free guide to your best summer ever, plus a chance to win a Chrysler Sebring convertible.
Original, one of a kind, pasta creations, now only at Applebee's. The original deep dish lasagna, 3 exotic mushrooms in 1 huge ravioli, Santa Fe red chili pasta with tequila lime chicken, 6 new dishes, one of a kind pasta creations. Come in for an original, but hurry, they're also limited editions. You belong at Applebee's.
Well, will the Twins stay here or will they head to the south, to North Carolina? Today was the expiration date on the letter of intent to buy the team. Or was it? WCCO's Pat Kessler is at the state capitol in St. Paul with an update on that. That's the question everybody seems to be asking.
I wish I could answer it. The letter of intent was supposed to expire tonight. That's the letter of intent to sell the team to Don Beaver in North Carolina. But whether that actually happens is anyone's guess. And while many people here in Minnesota and over there in North Carolina are fretting about it, the Twins are playing baseball. North Carolina has never been this close before, but like Minnesota, there is worry about raising taxes to pay for a ballpark. But the man who would buy the team and move it says he's not concerned.
We haven't been concerned that much when the legislature's been going in and out on stadium proposals up there, and there have been buyers that's come along up there and dropped out, so we're not really thinking about those type things. We're just trying to make something happen here.
At the Minnesota State Capitol, there is almost no support for doing anything as the latest Twins deadline comes and goes. Many had forgotten about it until we reminded them.
Perhaps something real is going to happen, but wolf has been cried so very many times and nothing has happened.
But as the Minnesota Twins wowed the North Carolina crowds, there is still a sliver of hope back home. Some key lawmakers still hope to tie a Twins stadium to a new hockey arena.
In my mind, they are linked. I mean, if a hockey team is important, a baseball team, which we've had 2 World Series champions, is also very important.
Well, I'll believe that when I see it. However, something may happen. We don't know exactly what the Twins are going to do. Don, the letter could be extended for a couple of weeks or a couple of months to give Mr. Beaver more time.
Or Carl Pohlad could say, that's it, and reopen the bidding. We should know, according to Twins executives, possibly sometime tomorrow.
Or as Sidney has suggested, maybe even Major League Baseball buys the Twins and sells it to somebody else.
I would not be surprised at anything at this point.
All right, Pat, thank you. By the way, the Twins did pull out that exhibition game victory over the Toronto Blue Jays down in the Carolinas today, 9-8. A researcher for the R.J. Reynolds Company says ammonia is added to some cigarettes to create a smooth, chocolate-like flavor. Plaintiffs in the state tobacco trial disagree and say cigarette companies add ammonia to increase the pH level of cigarettes to give the smoker a stronger kick. R.J. Reynolds says it doesn't use ammonia in all of its cigarettes because smokers have different taste preferences. The Archer Daniels Midland Company is facing a class action lawsuit. 9 people are suing ADM and a fumigation company over illnesses they say are caused by a pesticide used by the companies. Some of the plaintiffs say they are suffering from years from migraine headaches and flu-like symptoms. They say they were exposed to methyl bromide poisoning, the same chemical that allegedly killed an artist last fall who was exposed to that same chemical. A man accused of raping a disabled woman 20 times in 4 days is arrested and charged tonight. Police say this man, Richard Johnson, just got out of prison and planned to stay in South Minneapolis with the victim, a recovering alcoholic who uses 2 canes to walk. The complaint says Johnson tried to get the woman drunk and threatened to kill her and her dog if she didn't comply with his demands. A big scare in North Minneapolis today when 2 cars slammed into a school bus. We'll show you where it happened at the intersection of 26th and Morgan Avenues North. Witnesses told police the car ran a stop sign, T-boned the bus, and then pushed it into the path of 2 oncoming vehicles. One of those cars was crushed under the wheels of the bus. Of the 5 students on the bus headed to Parkview Montessori School, only one was treated, needed some stitches for a cut.
I understand there's only minor injuries to the children that were on the bus, so we're very lucky.
The bus driver was okay, too. Police say the driver accused of running the stop sign does face charges. Tonight, he is in critical condition, however. More than 3 years ago, a major chain closed its doors at Chicago Avenue and Lake Streets. Now at that site of the old Sears Tower, a major transformation is in the works. Marquette Bank is investing $4.9 million to redevelop that area, and this is what it should look like. It'll be home to a mix of industrial, retail, and office space when done. Traffic tie-ups and detours. Folks at the Minnesota Department of Transportation say the Twin City travel is going to get even worse. Starting in mid-April, 65 new projects will be added to the 7 now underway in the metro area. Here's the first new project. Highway 5 extending from 494 to Purgatory Creek in Eden Prairie.
The motorists need to understand that we are going to be out there all the time. Slow down. Getting to work or to some weekend cabin, 5 minutes early, 10 minutes early is not worth it.
MnDOT says in the last 5 years alone, 64 people have died in construction zone crashes. They remind everyone traffic fines in work zones are double, of course. Again tonight, we are trying to help fight hunger in Minnesota. We've set up a hometown helpline. Volunteers from Norwest Bank are standing by to take your credit card donations or cash pledges over the phone. The money goes to the Minnesota Food Share. Here's how you can help our neighbors. 612-330-2764. And the value of your pledge can double because the Minnesota Food Share can raise $50,000 because a local person says they will match donations if we get past a certain point. Mike Fairborn has the forecast coming up next. It includes, unfortunately, snow, especially down in the area where the tornadoes have hit. Stay with us for more live coverage of the spring twisters when we continue.
How do you make a kitchen or bath beautiful? That works. The Home Depot has everything you need to make it look and work great.
Make your kitchen shine with a Moen polished brass or chrome faucet. It looks as beautiful as it works, and it's at the guaranteed low price every day at the Home Depot.
That's the beauty of the Home Depot.
Misty takes good care of her puppies, doesn't she, Mommy?
Yes, she does. And we take good care of Misty. Like when we protect her with Frontline.
Frontline?
See, one spot right here gets rid of fleas and ticks that can make us sick.
Does it hurt?
No, Frontline's really gentle. You know how I know?
'Cause you're a vegetarian.
Veterinarian.
Frontline,
the flea and tick protection veterinarians trust most.
What do you get when you mix smooth jazz favorites with the songs you love?
I just can't stay.
We call it KMJZ 104.1. You'll call it relaxing.
Unbreak my heart.
Listen to KMJZ, Smooth Jazz 104.1.
This is Imagine TV.
Hey, Mark, the floor's wet. We got a markdown in menswear.
Prices are falling during Mercury Markdown Mania, like $249 a month for the accommodating Mercury Villager with a powerful V6 and a smooth, quiet ride. Or get 1.9% APR or $12.75 in savings on Mercury Mountaineer.
Get it? Markdown.
Till next time, imagine yourself in a Mercury.
We've been talking about the threat of hypothermia affecting those people down there. Not only are they grief-stricken and under stress right now, but very cold.
Just with the rain, without the temperature dropping, which it is, temperature's going to continue to drop down into the upper 30s, mid-30s.
And the possibility of
snow.
Yeah.
Right. Right now, looking like maybe 3 to 5 inches of snow through that area, and so we'll show you a map here in just a minute. In the meantime, there are some problems already out to the west. Out in the Wilmer and the Marshall area, they're recommending no travel because of the heavy, wet, slushy snow that's on the highway, and visibility is less than a quarter of a mile because of the snow that's falling out there. Well, what we have going on right now is we have 38 degrees in the Twin Cities. We're down to 41, or 41 was our high. We're down to 38, and 88 hundredths of an inch of rain. That rain is now changing over to snow here in the Twin Cities, and that's going to continue on into the evening hours and tomorrow. And we're not going to get a lot of snow accumulating here in the Twin Cities, but to our west and to the north, a different story. 38 with some rain snow right now here in the metro area, and winds out of the northeast at 15 miles an hour. You can see some of that snow falling from our sky view right there. Out to the west, some snow. We have some video from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. This is wet, heavy stuff that's falling out there, a backbreaker to shovel, and that's the snow right now that's wrapping around that low and moving to the east into south central Minnesota. Now let's take a look at the radar. You can see the little area right over us. We had reports of some thunder snow up in the Blaine-Champlin area, also out in Buffalo. So some rain coming down fairly heavy in some areas and some snow in some areas coming down fairly heavy. The radar replay shows the huge circulation that we have around this low pressure area, and it's been rotating around out of Iowa, moving north through us mostly. All this out here, mostly in the form of snow, often happens with a spring storm. You get warm air ahead of it, cold air on the back side of it, and as that moves through, then you change from rain to snow, and that's exactly what's been going on. Here's what's happening right now. Rain just beginning to change over to snow in the St. Cloud and the Twin Cities area. All snow now out to the west, and it's in the Wilmer and down into the Worthington area where the snow is causing some problems with visibilities, and as you said, building up on some of those roads as well right now. So travel's not recommended out there. You can see what the temperatures are doing down to the south and to the southwest of us in the mid to upper 30s, but they will fall into the mid 30s, and that's the area that's going to fill in with some snow. Satellite picture shows this area moving to the north over us, and the whole area to the north, the winter storm warning is in effect, as much as 10 inches of snow in the Duluth area. Our forecast for tonight, 34 degrees, rain, snow, changing to snow, northeast winds at 10 to 20. Tomorrow we're not going to recover too much, only 40 degrees. This rain, snow will be ending. We could even see a little bit of clearing late in the day. The extended outlook does bring us some clearing by the weekend. In fact, we're going to look forward to that. Maybe some showers on Friday, then some sunshine for Saturday, and I think Sunday too. That rain will be late in the day on Sunday. Give those folks a chance here to the end of the week at least to get out and continue to recover a little bit. Our weather school question for today, Minnesota ranked what? 20th, 24th, 5th, or 18th for number of tornadoes in 1977?
I'd say right about in the middle.
Yeah, well, you would think that, but believe it or not, we ranked 5th last year. We had 45 tornadoes.
Is that a different position than we usually hold?
It is. We had more tornadoes than usual last year here in the state of Minnesota.
Precursor to El Nino.
Maybe.
Mark Rosen is up next with sports featuring opening day action from the rest of the Major League and exhibition action from the Twins, who played their last preseason game, as you heard, in Carolina today.
They're living among us, criminals preying on their neighbors.
I'm your new neighbor. If I want you, I'm going to get you.
How are they getting away with it? In the public eye. Then, in a special edition, dive deep into dangerous seas with Titanic photographer Al Giddings.
It's a very soothing, slow, rhythmic place to work.
Amazing underwater pictures you may have never seen before.
Sharks are way overrated.
In the public eye, CBS Tonight.
It has a Power Stroke turbo diesel, the most powerful in its class. It has the only overhead cam V10 in its class. It has the largest cargo box. It has 4 doors standard. It has 44 different configurations to choose from. It is the 1999 Ford Super Duty. And it has arrived at your Northland Ford dealer during Ford Truck Month.
Till I met you, I never knew how delicious life could be. I'm nothing without you, my sweet love. How I crave everything about you, my sweet love. Perhaps I'm sentimental, but this is fundamental. I'm nothing without you.
You know how to make everyday snacks sing?
My sweet love.
Cool Whip.
If you want to enjoy the sweet, juicy taste of real strawberries spread on toast, you can try this. Or simply try Polana All Fruit. Polana's made with nothing but wholesome and delicious fruit and fruit juice. Polana. Taste the real fruit in all fruit.
What are you craving at Boston Market today? How about these 4 delicious meals for just $3.99? There's the double marinated chicken with 2 watering sides, the new pastry top pot pie and side full of home-style goodness, the chicken Caesar salad with crisp romaine and chunks of our famous rotisserie chicken, and the tasty chicken carver combo with a side and drink. Come into Boston Market today and get any one of these 4 delicious meals for just $3.99 for a limited time. The food's always better at the market. Boston Market.
How about that real baseball scores? Deadline? What deadline? Not even Don Beaver was concerned about this so-called expiration date of his deal to buy the Twins from Carl Pohlad. As we saw earlier, protesters greeted fans in Winston-Salem, North Carolina today for the Twins' exhibition finale against Montreal. A stadium referendum is scheduled for May 5th, and these people, as most do in the area, are saying no to an increase in taxes, which would pay $140 million of an estimated $210 million stadium. Beaver got his photo op throwing out the first ball and saying he remains confident the deal will still be completed. A crowd of over 8,500 jammed the park and watched the Twins win their last game of the preseason 9-8 when Jamie Ogden here walked with the bases loaded. How about that? Meanwhile, Bob Tewksbury will start the opener tomorrow night in Toronto against Roger Clemens. Believe it or not, all the Twins starters except 20-game winner Brad Radke have spring training ERAs under 3.0. While the Twins don't open until tomorrow in Toronto, 18 of the now 30 Major League teams open up this afternoon. The Florida Marlins unveiled their World Championship banner at today's opener. Too bad Jim Leyland and Gary Sheffield are their only leftovers from that championship season. That team is decimated. Sheffield started this season with a bang, hitting an upper deck homer off Kevin Tapani. Yeah, wave it bye-bye. The Marlins over the Cubbies, 11-6. The Reds' Pokey Reese started his season with a blunder or 4. Reese committed 4 errors in the first 3 innings of the Reds' 10-2 loss to the Padres, tying a Major League record. Reese only made 1 error in his first 60 games last season. Well, this may have been the best NCAA basketball tournament ever. College basketball has found the right formula. 16 games decided by 3 points or less, few superstars, David and Goliath matchups, and no writers or coaches deciding who's number 1 in a ballot. Strange as it sounds, Kentucky actually snuck up on people this year. True, they won their second national title in 3 years, but this time had to rally from double-digit deficits in the second half of its last 3 games to win it. 78-69 over Utah last night. Senior guard Jeff Shepard of Kentucky summed it up.
You know, for the people that play on teams and have participated and pulled for one another, and it's special. It doesn't get any better than this.
This program is it's more than just a basketball program. It's really a way of life, and people live and breathe the Kentucky basketball.
Yeah, Tubby Smith made people forget about Rick Pitino even for a short time. Pitino lost last year. Tubby Smith did it this year. In Kentucky, it's what have you done for me lately?
That's right.
We're talking about next year already.
This was the best tournament because it made office pools almost impossible.
Oh, I got that right.
Who had Valpo and Rhode
I don't know.
Who did? We'll be back in just a moment.
Original. One of a kind. Pasta Creations. Now, only at Applebee's. The original deep dish lasagna. 3 exotic mushrooms in 1 huge ravioli. Santa Fe red chili pasta with tequila lime chicken. 6 new dishes, one-of-a-kind Pasta Creations. Come in for an original, but hurry, they're also limited editions. You belong at Applebee's.
It has a Power Stroke Turbo Diesel, the most powerful in its class. It has the only overhead cam V10 in its class. It has the largest cargo box. It has 4 doors standard. It has 44 different configurations to choose from. It is the 1999 Ford Super Duty. And it has arrived at your Northland Ford dealer during Ford Truck Month.
Come to Michigan.
Rides the air in stillness as she soars.
Call toll-free 1-888-78-GREAT for information. You may lose yourself in Michigan. Don't worry. We'll leave a lighthouse on for you.
This Easter, we were asked...
No one mentioned the ears.
...to be the official spokesbuddies for all the candy at M&M Mars.
Not only are we thrilled to tell you about our pastel M&Ms... Go! But also new Snickers eggs. Fruity Starburst jelly beans. And that brand new bright red Harley Davidson.
Oh.
That should keep them busy. Nah.
Ahoy there! I see you're drinking from aluminum cans. Great. You know, recycled cans help pay for this park. It's true. Money earned from recycling cans actually pays for things like parks, and fire equipment, and children's library books. Most drink containers don't even pay for their own recycling. With aluminum cans, you're not just drinking a soda, you're building a bike trail and commanding a ship. Shark! Shark! The message is clear. Next time, buy cans.
Coming up on 4 News at 10 tonight, you've seen lots of devastated neighborhoods like this one. Well, tonight at 10, we're going to take you to farm areas that are in total chaos. Animals like this horse are out of their pens and out of control. Also, our Jim King is following college students into the area tonight to help people that they may never meet. Don, back to you.
All right, Amelia, thank you very much. That's it for now. Stay tuned for JAG on CBS. We'll see you back here tonight at 10. Have a good evening.
Public eye and